We visited Mayfield, Kentucky last December, a year after a rare December tornado devastated their town. The community, still working to rebuild, was dealt another blow this week, adding more heartache to a community and entire county that's already battled through the extremes of Mother Nature.
We in Graves County in Mayfield, Kentucky set a record, I think, from 1991 as the most rainfall within a 24-hour period.
Intense rain in such a short amount of time, hail and strong winds. The powerful storm caused this, life-threatening floods, dealing another blow to Mayfield, Kentucky.
Wound up right here in this little community of 11.6 inches of rain in less than 24 hours.
The historic rains this week washed out roads, engulfed cars, and drowned out crops.
It's my 50th crop that I'm putting out. Never in my lifetime have I ever seen over 11 inches in a 24-hour period, and we just couldn't handle it.
Local farmer Keith Lowry says when they went to bed Tuesday night, the sun was shining, but the storm hit in the middle of the night, just setting over the area, generating massive amounts of rain.
By the time I got into Mayfield, which is about 10 miles north of me, it had already rained up to 6 inches, and Mayfield was flooded, and they wouldn't let you through the streets. Had some cars drowned out.
The rain lasted all day, with trees covering roads and floodwaters rising.
Up in our lower bottoms, what we call little creek bottoms, 4 foot of water across the bridges. I'd get across it on the tractor, but no cars was able to cross. And by dinner on Wednesday, it finally quit raining, and it didn't leave till Wednesday night sometime, the water.
Lowry's ground in the bottoms held the water for hours, and he's now trying to assess the losses on his farm.
The corn is going to be fine. It was probably 6 foot up on some of my corn in the bottom. But the water's got off. The water receded slowly on that, which is good. When it goes back in the creek fast, it pulls the corn, but it did not do that this time. Now, the soybeans didn't fare as good.
He says his soybean fields were covered in 4 feet of water.
Anything over, typically we like to think 12 hours of water standing is not good on it. And then when the water does go back in, the soybeans were probably knee high to waist high, and it laid them down.
And the tobacco in the area seems to have taken the biggest blow.
The tobacco did not fare well at all. Tobacco in this area is dark air-cured tobacco, and it needs a little bit of water, but it doesn't need that much. So it's laid down. The hail beat it down. The hail beat the leaves up. And when this hot sun comes out in the next few days, it will wilt down and it will eventually die.
Mayfield and Graves County have been the bullseye of Mother Nature's wrath the past 2 years. The last time we spoke to Keith Lowry was last December, the 1-year anniversary of an EF4 tornado that tore through Mayfield, the deadliest tornado in the state's history.
The December 10th tornado just took a toll on especially Mayfield, and then this came, and I spoke to the mayor, and she just says that we cannot get a break.
So what caused all the rain to dump in such a small area this week?
It was just simply training thunderstorms, just following one another.
Eric Snodgrass with Nutrient Ag Solutions says it was caused by the trough of low pressure that's bringing the heat to the south and the cooler weather to the north.
So what's happened is in the middle, that's where the boundary is. And so what happens is storms do what we call training, where they find the front and they run along the front. They don't go away from it. They just stay on it.
And as the storms kept rolling over the same boundary, it continued to generate more rain.
It could have been wet before it, wet or dry before it. You get 10 inches of rain in such a short amount of time, you're going to have problems like this.
18 months ago, the area experienced a tornado. Last year, it was drought. And now this year, they're dealing with flooding.
I don't know what it is, but we're the farmers and even the people of Mayfield and Graves County and Western Kentucky are very resilient. It's just another hurdle we've got to cross, and we will be fine. It's going to take a little while.
When I spoke to Keith earlier this week, you could just hear the exhaustion in his voice. I just can't imagine what that community is going through. Well, we need to take a quick break, but John Phipps looks at how the U.S. is working to turn up the power with better connectivity nationwide. Customer support is next.
HVDC Part 2.